Hey there everyone, John from Trizity Traveling. Today I continue my journey to Houston with American Airlines in first class. But before I get into the trip details about this trip report, please take a second to click the subscribe button and hit the reminder bell, and then you'll be automatically notified of future trips and future videos. Thanks for that. As I said, this American Airlines flight is in first class. It is a Boeing 737 first class experience, and the American Airlines Boeing 737 first class seat is my current domestic first class favorite. So you'll get to check out the seat a little bit and the experience there. Today's flight does include a lunch service as well. There were 4 options you could pre-select for lunch today, and I will show you which one of those I chose in the video. You'll have to stay tuned for that. And without further delay, let's get into the trip report. Greetings from Los Angeles. I've just arrived from Phoenix. I'm in Terminal 5 and I need to make my way over to Terminal 4 for the Admirals Club and my departure. Getting to Terminal 4 from 5 means going down to the lower level, through a tunnel, and then follow the signs and back up. This is my first ever visit to this Admirals Club in Los Angeles. Like most clubs, free food options, quinoa rice, which I think I probably could have eaten, probably was gluten-free, but the sign below said it was not. So I'm not sure I didn't try that. Along with the chilled food selections. And then the yummy dessert area with some desserts that I could actually have this time. Rice Krispie treats. Along with roasted tomato bisque, which I did not actually try. I did have a fancy coffee. If you are interested, there is a full bar. I'm actually more interested in the view of the ramp. And because I didn't really care for any of the food selections, I decided to order off their menu, lunch with a view. Funny how you never see an airplane and then you see it constantly. I've seen the Reno Air American many times in the last couple weeks. As I mentioned, I ordered off the menu the curry rice bowl with chicken. Didn't care for the chicken. The chicken had the same texture as the rice, which was kind of off-putting. Top tip, if you'd like to watch airplanes, go to the back. There's a great view of the Tom Bradley International Terminal. But it didn't take long, and it was time to board.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. This flight is on an American 737-800. The American 737-800 has my favorite domestic first class seat. Lots of ports between the seats. I really enjoy this little flip-up table that comes with the seat. Stay hydrated while flying. And probably a throwback to earlier days when you didn't have a touchscreen. There's a remote in the seat. This flight included seatback screens. Let's take a look at the new releases on offer. I continued my watching of the movie Midway. Turns out that's quite a long movie.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff.
Full departure is on my aviation channel, Trizity Loves Airplanes. I'll put a link to that at the end. This was a gorgeous takeoff over the Pacific. Today's flight does include a lunch, hot towel service to start the lunch. As I mentioned, several selections you could pre-order. Fruit and cheese is very popular. I went with the Zoe's Kitchen I don't know how to say that, plate with meat and cheese. Service started with the warm nuts. I love the warm nuts. I don't know, it's crazy. Feels like I just came from here. I was able to identify many landmarks along the way. Deeper look at the seatback screen moving map was fairly responsive and identified a lot of the landmarks that I've shown you here on this flight. Here is the Zoe's Kitchen lunch. It was very tasty. The only thing I had to avoid were the pita rounds and the pita chips. Everything else, I believe, was gluten-free. Had no ill effects from that lunch. It was very tasty. You would have to pre-order it, however. So check your booking on American to see if that is an option, and it was very good. But as lunch service completed and we approached Houston, the clouds increased, and it's time to wrap up the flight already. Today's flight was captured with my Sony RX0 Mark II, and these shots with the suction cup mount. Music today by Epidemic Sound. You can find links to all of that in the description below. So the highlights for me today, the Admirals Club. First time visiting the Admirals Club in Los Angeles. Great views of the ramp and some good service there. I would avoid the chicken and just do the curry rice next time. The chicken, as I said, had the same texture as the rice, which is not quite what I'm used to. American features my favorite first class domestic seat. You can catch this seat on 737 aircraft. It's the only place I've found it so far. And this 737 included a seatback screen, which if you watch my videos, you know I'm a big fan of seatback entertainment. And the lunch, I highly recommend the Zoe's Kitchen lunch. Remember, you will need to pre-select that if you're going to get it on your flight. As we've arrived in Houston, I hope you'll comment below. If you have any questions about flying on American, please post those comments below. And as always, Happy travels.